Good morning, students. I am Mohammad Imran Hussain, lecturer in English at Rajakuttara Model College. In the previous class, we saw some rules of changing our sentence from simple to complex and then to compound. Actually, we learned rules 1 to 5. Today, I'm going to explain to change a sentence from simple to complex and then to compound from rule 6 to 10. Let us now move on to rule 6. Okay, this is the first one for today. You see a rule stating in simple 2 ... 2. The first one is in simple, and the second in the middle. We see to make the sentence complex, we need to use so ... that plus negative. Within bracket, I have mentioned it would be can or could. And in compound, we need to use very ... and. You have to understand that if the sentence is in present tense, we normally use can and negative in simple to complex. If the sentence is in past tense, we normally use could not. So could plus negative in complex from changing the sentence simple to complex and then to compound. So we see a sentence which is in present tense. You see that the sentence has only one subject. The subject is he, and the sentence is in present tense. To make the sentence complex, we need to apply the rule so in place of to, and the conjunction that in place of the second to. So let us make it complex. He is so, then the adjective weak, he is so weak, then the conjunction that, he is so weak that. Then we'll have to add a subject. In this case, the subject is related to the subject of the simple sentence. So the person who is weak cannot walk, the same person. So we're repeating the subject he in the second clause of the complex sentence. So he is so weak that he, then the negative with can, that he cannot walk. So this would be the complex one. To make the sentence compound, we need to use the modifier, the adverb very in place of so, and the conjunction and in place of that. So let us make it compound. He is very weak and he cannot walk. As I have already told you in the previous class, that in the compound sentence, if both the clauses have the same subject, we normally drop the subject from the second clause. So if we drop the subject from the second clause, it would feel like he is very weak and cannot walk. This is the compound one. There is one point to be mentioned here in some place where we have different subjects in both the clauses. In that case, we'll have to imagine the subject from the context of the sentence. Say like in the practice on rule 6, prepositions are too difficult for me to learn. In this case, the imagined subject is already given here, which is me in this sentence. So it will be me, changed to I. So if we try to make this sentence complex, we need to use the subject I. In some cases, we may not have objects like this with preposition for. Say like for me, for them, for him, for her, for us. So this part, let us think that this part is omitted from this sentence. So prepositions are too difficult to learn. So in that case, we need to imagine the subject. So who will learn? The answer is certainly students. The answer is certainly the learners. The answer is certainly for the practitioners of English, speakers of English, writers of English, listeners of English. So we cannot use so many subjects like that. So we need to use a common one which is understandable to everyone. So in this case, let us consider that it would be none. So if we try to make none the subject in this sentence, we need to avoid the negative not with cannot or could not, because none is itself negative. Let us now move on to other practice. So these are some sentences for you to be practiced at home. So please take your pen and paper, pause this video, and then change the sentences. The first one is to be changed to complex and compound. The second one is to be the same, complex and compound. The third one also to be changed to complex compound. The fourth one, complex compound. The fifth one, the same, complex and compound. The last one is also to be changed to complex and compound. So I hope you'll give a pause to this video, take your pen and paper, and then write the answers to the sentences I've given here. I would wait for your answers in the comment section of the video. Thank you. Let us now move on to Rule 7. Some people might feel a bit difficulty in changing these types of sentence. So let us not focus on the rule, but on the sentence I am showing you. Having eaten breakfast, he went to college. So this sentence has only one clause, and the another part is certainly a phrase. So the second part of the sentence, he went to college, is the main clause of the sentence. As this is the main clause and this is the phrase, this sentence is certainly in the simple form. To make this sentence complex, we need to change the phrasal part of the sentence to a clause and then use after or when as the conjunction in the complex one. So to make this part a clause, we need to use the conjunction after. So before that, let us guess who is eating breakfast. So the subject is certainly from the main clause of the sentence. Here the subject is he. So let us first take the subject he just here. Then as the main clause of the sentence went is in the past tense, we need to convert this having to past tense. The past tense of having is had. So he had eaten breakfast. So now use a conjunction after at the beginning of the sentence. So after he had eaten breakfast, he went to college. There is one point to be mentioned here, that if you wanna use conjunction when, you need to use the verb in past indefinite tense. You may use past perfect also here, but some people might mind to this. So why giving people the way to mind? So we use the first one, which is the best one in this case, I think. So the complex one that I prefer here is after he had eaten breakfast, he went to college. To make this sentence compound, we need to drop the conjunction after and use the conjunction, coordinating conjunction and at the middle of the sentence. So it would read like this: he had eaten breakfast and went to college. As I have previously said, in the compound sentence, we may drop the subject of the second clause if both the clauses have the same subject. But if they have different subjects, we wouldn't drop the subject of the second clause. We must not in that case. So use the conjunction and coordinating conjunction and in the middle of the clauses, and then the sentence will turn into a compound one. I hope you have understood. I've already said it's better to use after, not when in this case, to clarify the correct meaning and tense of the sentence to everyone. So you can use the second one. To some people, the second one is preferable. To some people, the first one is preferable. But I hope to everyone, the first one is preferable. So let us now move on to the exercises. Rule 8. This one is just most debatable one. Some people might debate on which conjunction is to be used in complex. In different books you may also have different conjunctions, but I'll give my own opinion here. Please don't say that I'm against traditional books. This is a simple one. You see, there is only one subject here. He uses computer. Besides using mobile, he uses computer. Here, besides is acting as a preposition, and then this is use. As I have already said, after any preposition we normally use verb ing format. So if this is the preposition, then this is verb ing format. So besides using mobile, this is a phrase. To make this sentence a complex one, we need to use a subject here. In this case, let us ask who is using the mobile. Certainly the person who uses computer, he is using mobile. So take the subject he just here. So he uses mobile and he uses computer. So just add these two clauses using the conjunctions I have shown. But I prefer to use just as in this case. So the complex would read like this: he uses mobile just as he uses computer. To some people, as well as an vowel can also be used here in this case, as shown by traditional grammar books. But personally, I prefer to use just as to mean the correct meaning of the sentence. So to make the sentence compound, I use not only and but also with the verbs, not with the nouns. If used with the nouns, it may give another meaning, kind of one single phrase to some grammarians. So why keep the space for debate? Let us use not only but also before verbs. So it will be he not only uses mobile but also uses computer. So this is the compound one. Raise any question through comments if you have any. Let us move on to the practice on Rule 8. So these are some sentences for you to be practiced at home. I believe you will give a pause to this video and practice the sentences I'm showing you. The first sentence, she knows 400 words besides numerous proper nouns. This is in simple form. turn this sentence to complex and compound. The second one is also in the simple. Turn this to complex and compound. The third one is also in simple, so make it complex and compound. The fourth and fifth, so all are in simple form, so the sentences are to be turned into complex and compound. So I believe you will give a pause to this video and take your pen and paper and write the answers to the sentences I am showing. Please let me know through comments or give feedback to you all. This is rule 9. You see the rule in simple form, verb ing plus noun. Normally verb ing plus noun is known as a participle or present participle. A verb ing is normally seen as in continuous tenses, but really this is not a continuous tense. This is a present participle qualifying a noun in this. So this is an adjective in this case. So we saw a flying plane. Really this word flying is an adjective which can be detached. So here it is attributive. If you make this adjective so predicative with conjunction who, which, that, I would like to say who is used for people, which and that is used for persons, for objects or anything else, excluding people or persons. So make this present participle adjective a predicative one using which or that, as plane is an object, not something living. So we saw a plane, which or that, the tense is past, so was, which or that was flying. So this is the complex one. We saw a plane that was flying. To make the sentence compound, we need to drop the conjunction, subordinating conjunction that from this word and use the conjunction, coordinating conjunction and just here, and then add a subject. As our plane is an object, we should use the subject it here. So we saw a plane and it was flying. So this is the compound one. This is practice on rule 9. I am giving you some sentences to be practiced at home. So the first one, the boys experienced a moving dining table in the simple form. You need to make it complex and compound. The second one is in the compound form. Please make it simple and complex. The third one is in the complex form. Make it simple and compound. You can answer through comments and get my feedbacks on your answers, so whether they're correct or not. So this is rule 10. Here we know that the word after can be used both as a conjunction and as a preposition. In this rule, the word after in the simple form has been used as a preposition. So this is after plus verb ing. We know that after any preposition we normally use a verb ing form. So this after is a preposition and this is a prepositional phrase. To make this phrase a clause, we can use the subordinating conjunction when or after. So let us guess who is receiving the phone. Certainly the person from the main clause of the sentence, he. So let us take the subject he at the beginning of the clause. So it would be he received the phone. I used past tense because the main clause of the sentence is in the past. So he received the phone. Now we use the conjunction when or after. So when he received the phone, he heard someone say goodbye. You can use after, but that is a bit critical, as you saw in the previous rules, that after can be used as a conjunction with past perfect tense. So if you use after as the conjunction, so use past perfect tense here. After he had received the phone, he heard someone say goodbye. So this is the complex one. I guess you will use when here. It's the easiest. To make the sentence compound, we need to drop the conjunction when and use the coordinating conjunction and at the middle of the two clauses. So let's use that. He received the phone and he heard someone say goodbye. As I have already said previously, the subject of the second clause is identical to the subject of the first clause in the compound sentence. We can drop the second subject. So you can drop it. So he received the phone and heard someone say goodbye. You can use and then or at once, but I don't think it is mandatory to use then or at once here. Rather, it gives a meaning without then or at once better. So don't use these two parts here. There are some practices for you to be done at home. You see the first one, I loved maths when I was at school. This is in the complex form, make it simple and compound. The second one, call me when you finished, also in the complex form, make it simple and compound. The third one is also in the complex, you need to make it simple and compound. The fourth one is in the is in the complex, you need to make it simple and compound. The last one is also in the complex, you need to make it simple and compound. So give a pause to this video and turn the sentences as I have told you. Let me know through comments. I'll give feedback to you. So don't stay outside, stay at home, stay safe, stay sanitized, recharge yourself with the lectures of your teachers. Don't waste your time. You can pray to the Almighty when prayer time comes. Pray for us too. Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.